Hey, this is Alex Head, founder of Subtext Radio.
This is Subtext.
Please go ahead and click the like button and the subscribe button. It really helps us to reach new audiences and promote the artists that we work with. Hit like and hit subscribe.
Good evening, people of feeling. Welcome to the 8th episode of Sentimental Songs for Sentimental and now Isolated People. I'm your host, DJ Sentiment Emily, and tonight our sentimental journey lends our collective ear to loneliness and longing. We'll extend empathies across epidemics as we explore historical songs of illness and disease. As always, we'll analyze intimacy over distance and time and pay tribute to a couple of our fallen musical comrades. Hold on to your hankies, and let's get into our feelings. You may have recognized our opening track as an infectious novelty song, That Epidemic Rag. It was published in 1911 with words by Billy Foran and music by Edna Williams, and it was performed here by the Paragon Ragtime Orchestra with conductor Rick Benjamin. Music scholar Ron Rodano explains that, quote, references to black rhythm's infectious nature in an era of epidemic diseases are particularly revealing, for they focus specifically on fear of material, human transmission through the immateriality of sound, end quote. That Epidemic Rag is not the only such song to rely on this metaphor. In this episode, I stitched together an aspect of my research on sentimental songs that as yet remains unexplored in this radio forum. For well over a year now, I have been researching the topic of 19th century sentimental death songs. You can check out episode 2 of this show if you're interested in hearing more about that. The majority of these songs, however, represent death in a more general way, from something that has already happened, and matter-of-factly is very much a part of life. From here I became curious about songs that might speak to potential causes of death, and I must credit musicologist Bethany McLemore, whose excellent work on representations of consumption in 19th century popular song spurred me along this path. Indeed, keyword searches for doctors, nurses, coughing, sneezing, fever, illness, influenza, and medicine yield a significant song repertory. For instance, in 1843, the Hutchinson family singers, an abolitionist harmony singing group from New Hampshire, published a song titled, Go Call the Doctor and Be Quick. But many of these songs treat this topic comically instead of sentimentally. And this is where I must admit my own bias in sorting song repertory. As a matter of fact, many 18th and 19th century song collections paired songs comic and sentimental under the same binding, as the yin and the yang of popular song expression. Take, for instance, Henry de Marsan's new comic and sentimental singer's journal that published hundreds of songs between 1868 and 1882. Today's episode takes a similar approach, interspersing sentimental songs of loneliness and isolation with those that use humor. I hope you won't find this choice callous or in poor taste. In no way do I mean to minimize the very real grief and pain of disease and loss, nor the ways that illness exposes the inequities and injustices of our societies and our systems. But I do want to share that I've found comfort in these historical precedents. Songwriters and performers who no doubt experienced disease and death as a daily reality found light in deadly serious topics. At the same time, I leave open the door that these efforts may have also been the machinations of a capitalist mode of music production, using the relevant topic of the day to simply sell another copy of the latest song. Today's sentimental journey begins in the year 1991. The song is From a Distance. It was written by Julie Gold in 1985, and it was her first major success as a songwriter. Nancy Griffith originally recorded the song, which then became a hit in Ireland. This, of course, is the divine Miss M, Bette Midler, on her album Some People's Lives for Atlantic Records in 1990. The song went right to the top of the charts in the US and in Canada, and it was awarded the Grammy for the Song of the Year in 1991. You'll hear a combination of shimmering electro keys, gospel, choral harmony interjections, and Midler's voice combining to create a space for imagining, a hopeful perspective with a religious flavor.
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the stream, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. It's the voice of hope, it's the voice of peace, it's the voice of every man. From a distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. And there are no guns, no bombs, and no disease, no hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common plan, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. From a distance, I just cannot comprehend what all this fighting is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. And it's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the heart of every man. It's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves. This is the song of every man. And God is watching us, God is watching us, God is watching us from a distance. Oh, God is watching us, God is watching, God is watching us from a distance.
If you don't observe others from a distance, you risk ending up like our next performer, vaudeville singer Irene Franklin. Here she performs the character song I've Got the Mumps, with piano accompaniment by her husband, Burton Green. Leo Feist Incorporated of New York City published the sheet music for the song in 1909 and lists Franklin and Green as its authors. Franklin was a child actor in New York. She then toured Australia and London before returning to the U.S. vaudeville stage, where in the late 1890s she earned a name performing the racist popular songs of the day. In 1908, she was crowned the most popular woman vaudeville artist, and at this point in the early years of the 20th century, she turned her attention to performing in a girl's role, and that's what you'll hear here on this recording. This is a 1913 Edison blue amberol wax cylinder recording, and Franklin was in her 30s at the time of this recording.
I got a big lump on my left-hand cheek, and teacher said not to come back again till the doctor made it better. Ma said, "Oh, what ails my child? His face is full of lumps." Pa looked at me and said, "Be jinxed, our angel has the mumps." Ah, I'm got the mumps. I'm got the mumps. Ma gives me a quarter, says don't tell Pa. Pa gives me a dime and says, don't tell Ma. I never knew I was so popular till I got the mumps. Ah. I got a big sister that's nice to me. Last week when we had lots of company, she never told Mother why she couldn't find the pie Ma baked for dinner. It was awful good pie. I try hard to be nice to her. She nurses all my bumps. Last year I give her the measles, and this year she'll get the mumps. I'm got the mumps. I'm got the mumps. No spankings or school till I'm well again. Don't get up for breakfast till nearly 10. For a nickel I'll rub up again ya, and then you'll have the mumps. I've got an old auntie that I don't like. She's got a long face like a great big pipe, and got little warts all over her face that tickle you when she kisses. She come to see me yesterday and brought me a lovely cow. I said, "Gee, Auntie, I'm glad you called, 'cause you can't kiss me now. I'm got the mumps. I'm got the mumps." She said, "Why, I just saw you kiss the cook." I said she don't care if she does get cooked. But think how your beautiful warts would look if they got the mumps. All of the kids has been up to see the nasty brown stuff Mama rubs on me. I charge him 4 pins for to look at it, and 5 pins for to smell it. And Johnny Jones, he is so mad I took him down a peg. He's been putting on so much style because he broke his leg. But I'm got the mumps. I'm got the mumps. I wish I could keep him for years and years. The cook feeds me jam till I get all smears. And Mother don't wash me behind the ears since I got the mumps.
Both isolation and illness can generate intense feelings of loneliness. I've selected a trio of some of the most sentimental loneliness songs I could muster. We'll start with Hank Williams, the father of country music, from Alabama. Williams was known in many ways for his lonesome songs. There were many I could have chosen from: Lonesome Whistle, Long Gone Lonesome Blues, Nobody's Lonesome for Me. On this recording, we'll hear the Pleasant Valley Boys providing the accompaniment. It was recorded in 1949 and went to number 4 on the country chart that same year. It was the B-side to My Bucket's Got a Hole in It. Critics often note the direct and personal ways that Williams addresses his listeners. This song exists in many cover versions, including those by Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Al Green, Cassandra Wilson, and the Cowboy Junkies, to name but a few. Elvis Presley called it the saddest song he'd ever heard, while Katie Lang referred to it as one of the most classic American songs ever written. Following that, we'll hear Il Divo's version of All By Myself. This is the pop opera quartet made up of American, French, Swiss, and Spanish singers that came together in 2003 under the direction of Simon Cowell. You'll hear a slow-tempo power ballad. And Celine Dion, of course, famously recorded this song for her 1996 album Falling Into You. It was written by soft rock musician Eric Carmen in 1975, and it was his first single that achieved great success, rising to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. You'll notice in this rendition almost a kind of cry singing from this particular quartet. And finally, we'll hear the Ink Spots' We Three. This group formed in Indianapolis in 1938, and they successfully recorded sentimental numbers such as their first hit for Decca Records in 1939, If I Didn't Care. This song is from 1940, and this particular vocal group set the stage for much of the kind of harmony singing 1950s doo-wop groups that would follow.
Hear that lonesome whippoorwill, he sounds too blue to fly. The midnight train is whining low, I'm so lonesome I could cry. I've never seen a night so long when time goes crawling by. The moon just went behind the clouds to hide its face and cry. When leaves begin to die, like me, he's lost the will to live. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Silence of a falling star lights up a purple sky, and as I wonder where you are, I'm so lonesome I could cry.
Quise volar y conocí la soledad. Jugué al amor sin entregar, sin esperar. Salgo a buscar alguna huella, una señal. Hacer mi sueño realidad, poder amar. saber cómo siente una mujer. Mi corazón no aguanta más la soledad. Vivir solo otra vez, sin amor, solo otra vez. Estoy aquí solo otra vez, sin amor. Quise volar y conocí la soledad. Jugué al amor sin entregar, sin esperar. Solo otra vez, no sé vivir solo otra vez, sin amor. No sé vivir tan solo, ya no quiero estar tan solo sin tu amor. Yo no sé vivir sin amor, sin amor. Quise volar y conocí la soledad. Jugué al amor sin entregar, sin esperar.
We three, we're all alone, living in a memory. My echo, my shadow, and me. We three, we're not a crowd. We're not even company. My echo, my shadow, and me. What good is the moonlight, the silvery moonlight that shines above? I walk with my shadow, I talk with my echo, but where is the one I love? We three will wait for you, even till eternity. My echo, my shadow, and me.
We three, we're all alone. Seem like we're living in a memory. That's my echo, my shadow, and me. We three, we ain't no crowd. Fact is, we ain't even company. That's my echo, my shadow and me. You know, I've been wondering, what good is the moonlight? That silvery moonlight that shines way, way up above. Here I walk with my shadow, I talk with my echo, but where is that gal that I love?
We three will wait for you, even till eternity. My echo, my shadow, and me.
Composer Chris Peck used his echo, his shadow, and he to prepare this next song, especially for our ears. This is the celebrated Sneezing Catch, as sung by the renowned Father Kemp's Old Folks with unbounded applause at their concerts throughout the U.S. The song was published in 1875 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, written by V.E. Marston in 4-part harmony and 6/8 meter. The sheet music offers some explicit directions to the performers. They read, quote, "To render this catch as intended, the first tenor commences a strain of some familiar air, as if intending to acquit himself creditably, but is shortly prevented from doing so by a strong inclination to sneeze, which he tries to avoid, but cannot, and in despair turns to his companions with the exclamation, 'Oh dear, sir!' Then follows the catch as written. The places where the sneeze is to be introduced are designated by the following mark, and they should be strictly followed." End quote. So these songs, part of the kind of tradition of Father Kemp's Old Folks performances, were revival concerts in the Northeast U.S. states. They were an exercise in nostalgia, and they were intended as music that touches the heart and appeals to the sympathies. Performers wore period costumes, recreating earlier traditions of 18th century singing schools. Father Kemp was the most well-known of these groups who toured the U.S. Scholar Tim Erickson explains, quote, "This novel concert brought it roaring back into the public ear, launching the nation's first musical craze initiated by senior citizens, and a century-long tradition. Dubbed an OFC by the press, within months the event would be imitated throughout the northeastern U.S. as far west as Kenosha, Wisconsin, mushrooming into a phenomenon so epic that a front-page headline in the May 15th, 1856 Boston Herald called it an epidemic." End quote. The celebrated Sneezing Catch is just one of a number of 19th century sneezing songs that I've found. All parts of this rendition were prepared safely in isolation.
Oh dear sir,
What's the matter?
what is it? I fear, sir.
It's a treading.
Out with it. Speak out and tell us quickly what is the matter with you, sir. I cannot get through it. Why not, sir? I can't without sneezing.
All nonsense. That's so, sir.
My nose feels so funny.
Don't think of your nose, sir.
You must not be sneezing. But sir, I can't help it. I can't, sir. My nose feels so funny.
Why then take and rub it?
Oh dear sir,
Don't fear, sir.
I cannot get through without
No, you're
sneezing.
foolish.
I cannot get through without sneezing. I must, sir.
You'll rue it. Don't do it.
Oh, pray, sir, don't do it. I must, I can't help it. I know I shall.
You great silly fellow. It's nonsense, the whole, sir.
'Twas no fault of mine, sir. 'Twas no fault of mine, sir. 'Twas
It's nonsense.
'Twas no fault of mine.
Achoo.
Look here, sir.
I fear, sir.
We all shall be sneezing, I fear. We all shall be sneezing, I fear. Look here, sir, you made fun of us, sir, and now sneeze yourself, sir. Why, yes, well, there goes another.
I know.
We all shall be sneezing tonight. We all shall be sneezing tonight. Look out, there's trouble, I know. Oh dear, we all shall be sneezing and sneezing tonight. We all shall be sneezing tonight. We all shall be sneezing tonight. Shall be sneezing tonight.
Gesundheit. We are now rethinking the ramifications of all aspects of our lives. At the center, our attention has turned to the consequences of a mere gentle brush against the face. Who better to reflect on this than a 1970s soft rocker?
You ask me if I love you, and I choke on my reply. I'd rather hurt you honestly than mislead you with a lie. And who am I to judge you on what you say or do? I'm only just beginning to see the real you. And sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much, and I have to close my eyes and hide. I wanna hold you till I die, till we both break down and cry. I wanna hold you till the fear in me subsides. Romance and all its strategy leaves me battling with my pride. But through the insecurity, some tenderness survives. I'm just another writer, still trapped within my truth. A hesitant prize fighter, still trapped within my youth. And sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much, and I have to close my eyes and hide. I wanna hold you till I die, till we both break down and cry. I wanna hold you till the fear in me subsides. At times I'd like to break you and drive you to your knees. At times I'd like to break through and hold you endlessly. At times I understand you, and I know how hard you try. I've watched while love commands you, and I've watched love pass you by. At times I think we're drifters, still searching for a friend, a brother or a sister. But then the passion flares again. And sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much, and I have to close my eyes and hide. I wanna hold you till I die, till we both break down and cry. I wanna hold you till the fear in me subsides.
The song Only Time is by the Irish New Age superstar who rose to global prominence in the late 1980s. It is from her 2000 album, A Day Without Rain. I confess that when revisiting this track, I was surprised to be reminded that it's from the year 2000. And in the following year, a remix of the song rose to the top of the adult contemporary charts and the number 10 spot on the Hot 100 singles charts following 9/11. It was given new meaning in the context of mourning and grief. You'll hear reverb-drenched pizzicato strings and vocal arpeggios. The song offers a feeling of being suspended somewhere, comforting, soothing, and timeless. I'd like to crawl inside this track and stay there for a while.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time? And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows, only time?
Can say why your heart sighs. Hopefully it's not on account of one of the bacteria listed in our next track, Some Little Bug is Going to Find You Someday. The performance is by Bradley Kincaid, the Kentucky musician who was an early star on the Chicago radio show The National Barn Dance. Here, Kincaid accompanies himself simply on acoustic parlor guitar. The song hit was introduced by Roy Atwell in Franz Lahar's operetta Alone at Last, with words by Benjamin Hapgood Burt and Roy Atwell, and music by Silvio Hine. It was published by T.B. Harms in 1915, and offers somewhat of a treatise on food safety.
In these days of indigestion, it's oftentimes a question as to what to eat and what to leave alone. For each microbe and bacillus has a different way to kill us, and in time they always claim us for their own. There are germs of every kind in any food that you can find, in the market or upon the bill of fare. Drinking water's just as risky as a so-called deadly whiskey, and it's often a mistake to breathe the air. For some little bug is going to find you someday. Some little bug will creep behind you someday. Then he'll send for his bug friends, and all your trouble ends. Some little bug is going to find you someday. The inviting green cucumber gets most everybody's number, while a green corn has a system of its own. Though the radish seems nutritious, its behavior is quite vicious, and a doctor will be coming to your home. Eating lobster cooked or plain is only flirting with ptomaine, while an oyster sometimes has a lot to say. But the clams we eat in chowder make the angels sing the louder, for they know that we'll be with them right away. When cold storage vaults I visit, I can only say, what is it makes poor mortals fill their systems with such stuff? Now for breakfast prunes are dandy, if a stomach pump is handy, and your doctor can be found quite soon enough. Eat a plate of fine pig's knuckles, and the headstone cutter chuckles, while a gravedigger makes a note up on his cuff. Eat that lovely red bologna, and you'll wear a wood kimono as your relatives start scrapping about your stuff. For some little bug is going to find you someday. Some little bug will creep behind you someday. Eating juicy sliced pineapple makes a sexton dust a chapel. Some little bug is going to find you someday. All those crazy foods they mix will float us across the river Styx, or they'll start us climbing up the Milky Way. And the meals we eat in courses mean a hearse and 2 black horses, so before a meal some people always pray. Luscious grapes breed appendicitis, and the juice leads to gastritis, so there's only death to greet us either way. And fried liver's nice, but mind you, friends will soon ride slow behind you, and the papers then will have nice things to say. For some little bug is going to find you someday. Some little bug will creep behind you someday. Eat some sauce, they call it chili, on your breast they'll place a lily. Some little bug is going to find you someday.
We shift gears now, tuning into the ways that songs can express solidarities. I've chosen a pair of sentimental political songs that highlight singing together as a mode of strengthening bonds, offering resolve in the face of difficult situations. The first is the song Singing for Our Lives, written by California activist musician Holly Near. Near is the founder of her own independent Redwood Records that was founded in 1972, and this is a label that produces and promotes politically conscious artists from around the world, and it was one of the first owned and run by women. Near is credited as one of the founders of the women's music movement, and this song was released on her 1990 album, Singer in the Storm. It is performed here in a stirring rendition by the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, whose mission is to lead by creating extraordinary music and experiences that build community, inspire activism, and foster compassion at home and around the world. The San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus formed in 1978, and this song is from their album 40 that celebrates their 40th season, titled Momentum. The second track is No Nos Moverán by Joan Baez. The soprano singer was born in 1941 in Staten Island, New York. Her career has spanned 60-plus years as an American folk and pop protest singer, and she has released more than 30 albums. In 2017, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and We Shall Not Be Moved, or No Nos Moverán, was initially recorded and released on her 1974 album Gracias a la Vida. And then another rendition that was recorded live in Spain in 1988 was recently released on the 2017 triple disc, The Complete Gold Castle Masters. I'd like to read a little bit of what sociologist David Spiner writes of the song We Shall Not Be Moved in his 2016 book of the same title. Quote, "In English, it is known as We Shall Not Be Moved. The exact origins of the song are unknown, but it appears to have begun as a religious revival song sung by rural whites and African slaves in the early 19th century in the U.S. South. A century later, it was taken up by U.S. labor activists in their successful drives to unionize major industries. Subsequently, African Americans reclaimed it for the civil rights movement, where it became one of the best-known songs in that freedom struggle. Shortly after that, in Spanish, it became an emblematic song of the struggle for farm workers' rights in the United States, before it crossed the Atlantic to be used in the fight against the fascist dictatorship in Spain. From Spain, the song traveled back across the ocean to arrive in Chile at the end of the 1960s. In all of these times and places, people sang this song to express their resolve in the face of adversity and to help them persevere in their struggles to build a better world." End quote.
We are a peaceful, loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are young and old together, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We
cosas en la vida no nos moverán como un árbol. No nos moverán. No nos moverán. No nos moverán como un árbol. A poco en la ribera. No nos moverán. No nos moverán.
This final set of songs pays tribute to some of the finest musicians of the 20th century and aims to spread hope and love from my home into yours. The first is by John Prine, singer-songwriter and storyteller from Illinois. In a terrific tribute to Prine, critic Ann Powers wrote, quote, "He hadn't been well off and on for many years, but he also seemed oddly indestructible. Everyone's love and need for his presence wove protection around him. But we are living in a time when no concept of protection seems adequate. Acknowledging that, I turn to Prine's music. This is how we honor our losses as music fans, by holding close the recordings that keep a voice resonant past mortality." End quote. Prine died of COVID-19 in Nashville on April 7th at the age of 73. The song is a staple of sentimental song repertory, written by another national treasure, Stevie Wonder. I Just Called to Say I Love You was a #1 pop and #1 R&B hit of 1984. I like here how the combination of slow tempo, backup vocals, and pedal steel forms somewhat of a sentimental sonic backdrop that really kind of plays against Prine's rhythmically straightened out vocal delivery. It seems kind of detached or even anti-sentimental. It's got this kind of interesting push and pull element. The second song is by Bill Withers. Withers was born in 1938 in West Virginia and died on March 30th in Los Angeles from heart complications. He was the guitarist, singer, and songwriter of Smooth Soul. And this song, Lean on Me, was the #1 on the R&B and pop charts in the summer of 1972. It was his second gold single from the 1973 album Still Bill, which was his third album. According to Withers, the song reflects his experiences of growing up in a coal mining town, and he is accompanied by the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band. In a 2004 interview that Withers did with Songfacts, he explained of the song, "The biggest challenge in the world is to take anything that's complicated and make it simple so that it can be understood by the masses."
No New Year's Day to celebrate, no chocolate-covered candy hearts to give away, no first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, here's just another ordinary day. No April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something new, made up of these three words I say to you. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. No summer's high, no warm July, no harvest moon to light one tender August night, no autumn breeze, no falling leaves, not even time for birds to fly to southern skies. Libra sun, no Halloween, no giving thanks for all the Christmas joy you bring. But what it is, though old so new, to fill your heart like no three words could ever do. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Yes, I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all
We close today's show with an aspirational number from the pop trio of Carney Wilson, Wendy Wilson, and Chynna Phillips. These California women are the daughters of Brian Wilson and John and Michelle Phillips of the Mamas and the Papas. This song comes from their 1990 self-titled debut album. The song was a collaboration with songwriter-producer Glenn Ballard, whose claim to fame is co-writing and producing Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill album from 1995. This song, Hold On, however, was his breakthrough hit. The song was nominated for Song of the Year at the 1991 Grammy Awards, but it lost to today's opening track, Bette Midler's From a Distance. So we bring it back around. I'm DJ Sentiment Emily, and you've been listening to Sentimental Songs for Isolated People. I hope you've enjoyed this mix of songs, both comic and sentimental. In the immortal words of Steel Magnolia's Truvy Jones, laughter through tears is my favorite emotion.
I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't